Okay, well, that went well. I went in and I got them to sign the paperwork. I guess they just needed to sign it and look at my vehicle. And I just have to send the money in online. You just pay for it online. It's only $10. It's not going to be 150. So whew, I was really stressed about that. So it's just nice to have that off my back. Now I can just go on with my life. Okay, guys, we're going to do something different today. I'm at the community park here and I'm going to do a walking and talking video. Let you guys see the scenery. I don't know if I'm supposed to face the camera on me or if you guys want to see the scenery. You see my mug all the time. So I'll turn the camera around so you can see what it looks like. It's, like I said, it's gray and dismal and cloudy and I love it, but it's very green and pretty. So I'm going to show that to you. Well, that's a big old nope. I got out of the car and I think it's like 20 degrees below zero. It's freezing out. And I didn't bring a heavy coat. I've got like a windbreaker on underneath my shawl. It's not enough. So I'm sorry, guys. I tried. We'll go home. We'll go home and talk in my nice warm house. Okay, so we're back home in my nice warm cozy house. I can't handle the cold. That's the reason I'm living in California, even though it's ridiculously expensive out here. If it gets below 50 degrees, I die. I just, it's like painful. So yeah, I thought I was gonna do a walking, talking video. And yeah, that's not gonna happen until the sun comes out, which is a shame because I love this kind of weather. I just want it to be warmer. So what we're gonna do instead is I need to dry some flowers. I've got some roses here and I've got my silica gel and I'm gonna cut them up and place them in here. I use a lot of dried flowers in my crafts and in my art. I just wanted to show you guys some of the pieces I've made. This is a skull, but a skull. Look how beautiful it is. I had ordered these for Halloween. I was going to make Halloween decor out of them. They're, all different sizes. And I thought, I'm going to try putting flowers in there. And I thought it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I did that. And then this is a mushroom. And I put it on a base. It has a light. So at night, it's like a night light. There's a whole rose in there. And then the plaques, I did these plaques from the movie Practical Magic. These were a big seller when I would do the festival and sell my crafts. People loved the plaques. And then the spoons with just, dried flowers and specks of gold. And I made these little jewelry plates. I made a bunch of other stuff, but I can't find everything. My craft room is so full of stuff, but I just wanted to give you an idea of, and the hearts of what I use the dried flowers in. And they're so expensive to buy. And, people give you flowers for Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. And, so even everybody else in the family, when they get flowers, I'm like, don't throw those away. When you're ready to get rid of them, give them to me. I'll dry them out. So that's what I'm going to do. And let's see, this one's actually got some dried flowers in here. God knows how long they've been in here. But yeah, I gotta make room for the new stuff. Oh well, so yeah, I need to work on something to put my mind at peace. I made the mistake of going on social media. Now, I don't do social media. I have Facebook accounts and Instagram and all that stuff, but I stopped doing it a long time ago. I never post on there. And every once in a while I'll peek in just to see what everybody's up to and check in with my family and stuff. And it's a nightmare. I avoid all that stuff. I avoid the news. I know basically what's going on, like with the Social Security thing, and I'll see some stuff on YouTube. But what's going on social media is just everybody's angry. And it's so sad because they're angry at each other. Instead of being angry at what's going on and the politicians and stuff, they're angry at each other. And there's just so much misinformation, and so it's hurtful. It's so hurtful. It's not like they're having an open dialogue. Everybody's so angry they can't even talk. You know what I mean? They just are lashing out at each other, and I get the anger, and I get the fear. Everybody's scared, and I just it just is sad because people I love are on both sides, and I I just don't know, what the answer is right now. I'm going to do art. I'm going to make some art. I'm going to make some pretty things, and I'm going to take my mind off of it and just wait and see what happens. Look at these pretty flowers. Let's look at my pretty flowers. Aren't they pretty? So, what else should we talk about then? What can we talk about that's happy? Is there anything happy going on? Do you guys have anything happy in your lives right now? Oh my gosh, you guys, ever since we've been talking about people living off of solely Social Security and what the average payment is, I found out originally I was telling you guys it was between 1665 and 1800. Well, now they've upped it. It's like 1900 a month. Supposedly, that's the average of what people are receiving, which I don't know a whole lot of people that are receiving that much. Maybe if it was, both partners together, that's not right though. It should be more if it's two partners. But anyway, so I started, cruising around YouTube and checking out other sites of people that are doing it and reading the comments. And there were people saying that they lived on $780 a month and they were doing it. They need to have a channel to show the rest of us how, because I can't even fathom it. I don't know what they do. I know, like I've told you before, a lot of these people they don't like to be called homeless. They're houseless because they feel like their vehicle is their home. They're living out of their vehicle by choice, and they're doing it. They're not paying rent, so that's saving a big chunk of money right there, right? And somebody was saying earlier today that they don't understand how people are doing it because have you seen what it costs to stay at a campground anymore? They're, $35 a night on up. There's some, I think, still that are 20, but even that, if you're going to be paying that, you might as well live in an apartment, right? Well, according to these people, these nomads that I've been following and stuff, they don't stay in campgrounds. They stay on BLM land, and you can download maps to show you where they are, the designated areas, and it's free. But the thing is, there's no amenities. There's no water, there's no toilet, there's no hookups, nothing. But that's okay because most of these people are self-contained. They usually have solar or their own bucket and shower in their vans. So they're fine with it. The people that are doing this on a regular basis, you and I'd be going to all the resorts and it would probably cost me way more to stay in my van. But I'm learning a lot just by, watching these channels and reading the comments and stuff. It's amazing how resourceful some of these people are. And it's, they made it look like it was dying out because you don't hear about it as much. You don't hear about the glamorous side of it. Because remember when it first started, it was glamorous and fun. It was all the young, beautiful, hip people were doing it and traveling, and they were just showing you that viewpoint. And then they died out. Those people that were doing it, especially on YouTube, they made millions of dollars and they went and bought a sticks and bricks and they quit doing it. But now there's people that are doing it not by choice. And they don't necessarily have YouTube channels, but some do. And so we get to see what it's like to be a real nomad, to be houseless. And I like seeing it through that perspective. They're not trying to make it look all glamorous. They're letting you know the nitty gritty, the reality of it. And they explain their budget and how they do it. A lot of them don't even travel. Even though they're living in their vehicle, they try to stay put. They'll stay in one city. They just move around. They don't stay at the same spot every night, so they get in trouble. They do that stealth camping thing. And I see it more and more. All the time, every day, I see people and I think, Yep, they're living out of their vehicle. You can usually tell. I know they say there's ways to make it look stealthy so it's not as noticeable. They'll try to get vans that don't have windows in them, and they keep everything covered and stuff so you can't really tell, but you're seeing more and more of those. And understandably, right? With the economy, I totally get it. I just feel bad because it's got to be more difficult as you get older to make that transition from living in a comfortable home to living in a small environment like that. And depending in which state you live in, the weather is going to really affect you. Now, if you're out here on the West Coast, it's pretty mild. And I think that's why we see so much of it out here. If you're going to be homeless, you need to be where it's warm. You don't want to be homeless up in Minnesota or Michigan. But I don't know what the homeless situation is up there, but I would think that it would you would die if you're going to be out in those elements. But even living in a vehicle, because you can't keep your heater going all the time. But yeah, if you're interested, you should go online because there are some really interesting YouTube sites where they show it and what they're doing and stuff. And if you're thinking about going that route, you do need to watch those so you can see what you need to do, and find out the best way to do things. So, and I do it just because, like I said, it's that survival thing in me. I want to know that I could do it if I had to do it. But when I think about doing it, I think about keeping my home as a home base and, maybe doing the van life for a few weeks to a few months at a time and then coming back home. It's a whole different situation. But what if the economy got way worse? What if we ran out of savings and we couldn't supplement our Social Security and we had to sell our house because that's our money? And then we did decide to live out of a vehicle. I want to be prepared. I want to know that I could do it. And there was one couple that I watched for a while, and they traveled extensively, but same situation as me. They had their home base, but they would stay gone for months and months. And it was just funny seeing her and her husband living out of their van, which was an amazing van. These people had money. But just the tight quarters of having two people living in a van. There's no space. You are in each other's space every day. You better be very, very compatible. And they are. But there's advantages to doing it with a partner. But most of the channels that I watch are singles doing it. It seems to be more single people. Couples don't do it as much. The ones that do it are doing it for a YouTube channel and they're making money and then they move out of their van. I've seen that happen many times. But yeah, I find it very interesting to see. And I'm just, like I said, I think we're going to see more and more of people having to move into their vehicle right now because the economy is just, things are really dire. And then we don't know what's going on with Social Security. I personally do not believe that they're going to do away with it, but they may have to make some cuts, and any cuts is going to cause issues. 10% would cause issues. So that's a concern. I hope it doesn't come to that. If anything, these people need pay raises, but even their pay raises don't keep up with inflation. Even when they get them, it gets taken back. So we are going to see more and more people doing that. Be aware. It's going to get more and more crowded. I just don't know how it's going to affect it for those that are already out there. I know it, like I said, it used to be, it looked like it was fun, but now if you watch like those where they have the gatherings, they all get together, all the nomads and stuff, it's pretty chaotic anymore. And there's a lot of drama going on there. Way more people. And that Bob Wells, I call him Santa Claus, he's still out there doing this, but he even bought some land and he's putting, I don't know, tiny home or shed or something on it. So he has his home base, but he's made a ton of money doing his YouTube channel. So, but yeah, I think it's something that is going to become more popular. It's not dying down, but if you are interested in doing it, you need to prepare ahead of time and get in your van. See if you can live in it for a while. Don't, while you have your apartment or whatever, move into your vehicle. See what it's like. I went camping one night in my vehicle last summer and I filmed it. And I thought, oh, this is gonna be comfortable because I have an SUV. It's pretty good size, and I'm small. And I thought, this wouldn't be such a hardship. It was a pain in the butt. I had brought a bucket because I thought I don't want to get up in the middle of the night in the dark and traipse across the campground because there wasn't a lot of people there, and I was worried about bears. I couldn't use it. By the time I would sit on the bucket in my head, and it was like, okay, well, I can't use this. This was stupid. I had to get up and use the restroom, and just when I folded all the seats down so that I could, make my bed in the back, because I'm so short, I had a hard time jumping up and into the van. I was like, this is awkward and uncomfortable. I can't imagine doing that every night. Yeah, so that would not be a good choice, even though I had the room, the length and everything. It was just the space between, the headroom. I could barely sit up, and I thought this would not work. It would have to be a van. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing it, I've seen people do it in little tiny cars, but they're young. Us older people, we're not as limber. It would be to your benefit to look at getting something bigger, some kind of, maybe a truck with a camper or a minivan. And like I said, try it ahead of time. See if it's even possible, because it may not be. That's when I found out, that dream died for me, because I actually thought someday if we had to, we could live out of that. Nope, nope, nope. If we ever do decide to do it, it is going to be in a full-size stand-up Sprinter van, which is what my husband has talked about all along. But, we would have to have kitchen set up, and you have to have a shower, a bathroom, plus a bed for 2 people. It's, there's a lot involved in that, but some people don't have that option. They have to go. They have to get out of their apartment, and all they have is a car, and maybe it's just a little bitty car, and they got to make do. So, like I said, if that looks like something that's in your future, start preparing now. Get ready, because it's not near as easy as it looks. I'll tell you that much. And I'm sure it's not near as fun. So talk to people that are doing it. Go online, do your research, and just get ready, because if it's going to happen, you need to be prepared sooner than later.